Yeah, man. Yeah, my shit. I got the right time, so I'm here on time. I should have walked around the building. I just was skeptical, so I just wanted to make sure that I always gotta make sure that I'm on time. Even when I'm right here, I still come here kind of like it's just in my nature, just to what I mean. Even if I don't come in early, like an hour, I think it's not that cold, man. Truthfully speaking, it's really not. Like New York City, yo, like niggas don't even know where I came from, man. I'm a New Yorker, man. By birth, I was born in New York. I'll give you a brief history since they're talking about cold. I'm a New Yorker. I was born in January. It's a cold month. Then at 1 years old, they took me to Africa. When I was 1 years old. So I was born here. When I was one, they took me to Africa. I stayed in Africa until I was like 17 straight. I never came back to America. So I got most of my fruitfulness and everything about me from Africa. So when I came here, I came back to my birthplace, which was New York City at 17. I had my 18th birthday here. You feel me? So 1 years old, I was born in the Bronx. I was taken to Africa at the age of 2. I spent almost 17 years in Africa. Then I came back when I was almost 18. Then I've been here ever since. And now I'm only 19. I do. Let me stop. I'm not gonna tell you my age, but I've been here ever since. You feel me? So being, I guess, it was in my DNA from the birth, from the time when I was born, to feel that cold a little bit. Then when I was sent to Africa, very hot climate, very hot climate. So it was always hot. At the nighttime, we probably thought it was cold. That's not cold. When I came back into America, coming to America at the airport, I was furious. The first time I hit America, it gave me a rude awakening, cause I just got into the airport with my baggy ass suit, and I saw my mother, my brother, and my stepfather across from the street. It just looked like a movie, everything I imagined. But it was beautiful. It was so funny. I wish you could see it in that moment, in that time, but while being me and feeling the joy of it, but then what is about to hit. You feel me? I wanted y'all to see it. It's a beautiful sight. So basically, imagine this glass door. This is a glass, right? With the handles and everything else. That's a glass door, and I'm behind it watching them. And the person was checking my ticket. He was like, "Ah, you good? You could go." So I took my luggage and I saw them now. My mom over there yelling like, "Hey, man, cheesy!" And I see my brother. I probably ain't see my brother in like long time. I didn't grow up with my brother at that time, but he probably came. He came to see me in Africa one time in his life, so that would be the second time in my life seeing him at that moment in time. Then I saw my stepfather for the second time because I seen him one. He said he also came to Africa one time to drop something off from me, and that would be my second time seeing him. My mother, I saw her in that moment in time. We talking about that moment in time when I first came into America, and I'm at the airport. I think I'm at LaGuardia or JFK airport. I gotta check that. Then I'm watching them. So my mom, I think I saw her like in my lifetime, probably like 3 to 4 times. I didn't get to see, like, you could just imagine. So I'm at the age of 17. Next year I'm gonna be 18 already. So I'm like a grown ass man that run that time. Like I'm there. I'm already there already. So it's like, I mean, I see them, I'm excited. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be. It didn't even hit it yet. Like it didn't hit my mind. I'm just happy to be in America. Like I'm like, yeah, I'm about to take this world by storm. Like that's all I had in my mind. I'm about to. At that age, who's not thinking like that? You ask any young nigga, even all the way up to 25, they thinking like I'm about to take this world by storm. But then the beautiful part about the story is that I see them, the joy was in my face. Mama, it didn't even register that they had winter coats on. You feel me? It didn't register yet, cause I'm around you. I'm from a hot climate, and when it's cold, we have to throw in a shirt. You feel me? Back, but it's so hot sometimes. I like to just walk around with no shirt or nothing on. So at nighttime, we like, oh, shit, it's cold. Let's go sit next to the fire. And the lady that my guardian at that time, I had my grandma and everything else, and my aunts and everything else. But we had a special person who comes and take care of us. It was three of us. Um, they used to call us the American kids because our parents was in America, and I was living with my grandmother, but they had a guardian for us, like a server or somebody who served us. And she used to make fire for us, and we used to sit by the fire and just get warm, just for a little bit, bro. When you start getting goosebumps, that means it's cold. Imagine that. So they gotta make fire for us, taking care of us, da da da. But anyway, long story short, this is the door right here. I can't. I'm further back, so I'm walking towards the door. And I'm like, oh shit, it's a little chilly. Okay. Then the door opened. I think that moment in time changed my DNA. I swear, it just changed. I'm like, the cold just hit me so hard, and I'm like, it felt like the feeling you get when you open the fridge. But that was the only experience I can compare to when I was in Africa, because when I open the fridge, it's cold. And we never used to really open the fridge because my grandma used to sit right next to it. If you want canned milk, she got to pour in the canned milk for you. She would give you one. First of all, she was, I want to say, she was definitely managed. She was a manager. She's a great manager. She would take the tea leaf, put it in my shit. The same tea leaf, put it in my cousin. Then she'd be like this with the canned milk, and put everything back in there. We couldn't go into the fridge whatsoever. So at times when she wasn't around, or she probably went to church or some occasion happened, I used to open the fridge just to get the feel of it, like, because we used to just open it because it was so hot, just to get a feel of it. So the only thing that I can just use to compare that moment was 10 times opening the fridge, and it was like so cold. It felt like my coats, because I said my baggy suit, it was just blowing off, and it just hit me in a different way. I think I enjoyed America at that time when the door was closed. But once the wind hit me, I swear everything in my DNA told me turn back. It's like, just go back, my nigga. This is not it, bro. He said, he said, this is not it, bro. Like, who the fuck lives in? I still don't understand why people live here at this coldest point. I'm like, why would anybody want to live here? My mom was like, yeah, it's cold. It's cold like that. You should wait until you see the snow. And then that kind of gave me a little hope. I'm like, snow? Why not? I never seen the snow before. And finally, I got to see a snow. And this was like past my 18th. I'm gonna have to check the weather on that. This could have been before my 18th. It could have been before my 18th. Cause in my 18th birthday, I remember it being cold. My memories attached to the weather. So if it's very, very hot, I'll definitely remember it very clearly, vividly. And the cold always seemed to freeze memory, where I can always tap into it and see it and put it back in the freezer type shit. It kind of like, it's like a memory storing, if you can just understand my mind a little bit. You feel me? So yeah, it kind of freezes the memory. So it's like a scientist going in there with the stick and just grab a memory in my mind. Then I can just look at it like a picture or movie, and I can see myself. Then after that, put it back. Because the cold kind of helps me out, kind of stuff like that. But truth be told, it was too cold, man. I'm telling you, it was so cold. I was just like, are you kidding me? And like, it is so fucking cold out here. But anyway, man, it's about to be that time to go, man. Apple making strategized move to head off antitrust fight. Apple. I don't know, man. I think you can invest in Apple, truthfully speaking. Feel me? But yeah, that's the story for the day, man. As you can see, I'm here. I had to do capping. Not capping. Recapping. But even if you think I'm capping, then let me cap. Feel me? But I had to do what I had to do. to get to work today. Like I said, you seen the road for yourself, man. It was so empty. Nobody was on the road. Nothing was being drive by. It's kind of peaceful, a little peaceful today. You still hear people. They always gotta put things out there, but yeah, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all. I had to share a little Thanksgiving on my first moment. That's my way of telling it. Of my first moment coming to America, Eddie Murphy, but not with the summertime. It was extremely cold outside. Yeah, first moment when the door opened and the wind hit, blowing my coat off, shocked me to my core, because that was the first time I ever felt something that cold, and I'm wondering why. I like, why would anybody? So just long story short, just being here, what they think cold is, they haven't seen New York City cold. When you see the whole Hudson River ice, and you can walk across the ice to go to another island like Staten Island. That's how cold that shit is. The water is frozen. You feel me? It's like you can literally, if you want to die, you could try to walk on it. I think it's doable because the water is just frozen. You know what I mean? The Hudson River is frozen, so it gets that cold. You know what I mean? And Chicago even get colder, and I've never been to Chicago, but I would like to go to Chicago. I wouldn't mind, but yeah, it gets colder. So anyway, um, yeah, that's the story for the day, man. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm about to definitely go in because it's about that time. As you can see, man, my hair, the most hated. Still beautiful though. I be having a stringy hair sometimes. But and my $12,000 thing, as you can see, 12,000, man. Take a few zeros off it. Take all the zeros off it. It's 12,000. Shit mean though. I make it look expensive. But yeah, this is it right. Let me see. Yeah, I'm about to go in. So I appreciate you. I'm gonna see you in a few. Not in a few, but in a few. Alright, man.